How to use dark psychology to manipulate anyone. People daily manipulate you, and even you have no idea about it. You just think, if I am good with others, the other one will also be fine with me. No, my dear, all are not good for you. It's time to manipulate others. If you want to manipulate someone for some reason, only dark psychology tricks can help you. Here I am with some dark psychology tricks to manipulate anyone. Dark psychology plays a big role in manipulating others, or manipulation is a key aspect of dark psychology. Manipulative personality traits that are comorbid with one another. The main personality traits need for a person to have a dark psychological personality. Basically, manipulation is the exercise of harmful influence over others. You can manipulate others by attacking their mental and emotional sides to get what they want. Dark psychology is a formal term for the art of manipulation, and the dark triad refers to the 3 personality traits needed for someone to have a dark psychology personality: narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Before manipulating anyone, first check out that the victim you are going to target is a highly quality person, because if he is, so you have to use dark psychology tricks with caution. These are some dark psychology manipulation tactics that you can apply for your aim. Love bombing. Love bombing is a form of psychological manipulation in which you can deliberately use flattery, gifts, and attention to get control over another person. Well, this tactic includes showering you with excessive affection and attention. In this way, you can easily create a euphoric sense of connection. But you should beware. The sudden influx of love often masks ulterior motives, aiming to gain your trust and ultimately so control yourself while applying this bombing tactic. Well, buttering up, praising, or complimenting someone to encourage them to do what you want can be a perfect example of love bombing. Just apply love flooding to make anyone feel wonderful, increasing the likelihood that they will assist you. A dark manipulator can easily make the other person feel attached to them, leading them to do things they wouldn't usually do. Lying. Basically, it isn't particularly unique to people with a dark triad personality, but people rely on lies all the same. A manipulator lies about small things to make the victim sound more important or cool than they really are, or lies about bigger things to try and cover the major indiscretions. Well, it's simply a deception that works in communication. You may tell a lie to manipulate anyone. It does not matter if it is planned or not. Recounting a fictitious version of the situation. It can also involve partial truth or exaggeration. Love denial. This formula might be a little bit difficult for the victim since they may feel lost and abandoned by you. It also has withholding affection and devotion until the victim gives you what you desire, restricting choices. You can give your victim some choices, but this is only to divert the attention away from the choices they don't want them to make. You can use choice restriction to warp the victim's sense of freedom. It can distract your victim from making the right choice. Semantic manipulation. Well, this is a basic strategy in which you can use words that are commonly understood by both sides of a conversation. However, you can convince the victim that they meant something entirely different when they used it. This is a fancy phrase for word games. If you have the ability to twist your words, you can easily manipulate others. Playing the victim. In this tactic, you have to act like skilled manipulators, because a strong manipulator can paint the victim in every situation, garnering sympathy and deflecting blame. Flattery. In this technique, you may shower the victim with compliments and praise, making your victim feel good about yourself while subtly influencing your opinions and decisions. But remember that compliments should be pleasant, discern, and recognize when you apply the flattery technique as a tool for manipulation. The foot in the door technique. This tactic may start with a small, seemingly harmless request. After that, it escalates to larger demands once you've already agreed to the first one. Be careful by applying this technique to manipulate others. Gaslighting is a simple form of emotional abuse in which you may deliberately try to undermine the sense of your victim of reality. But it can also be called the darkest psychology manipulation tactic, because in this technique, manipulator tries to convince someone that they're going crazy or that their memory is failing them to get them to believe something beneficial for the gaslighter. It is a form of control that can have a devastating effect on the mental health of your victim. Gaslighting usually starts gradually by making small changes to the environment or routine of the person that you want to manipulate. The aim is to create confusion and doubt in the victim's mind so that they second-guess their own memories and perceptions. Even with the spending of time, the victim can start to doubt his own sanity. A passive-aggressive psychological manipulation is also a form of emotional manipulation that might be a little bit difficult to spot because it often masquerades as normal behavior. Passive-aggressive manipulators just seem withdrawn or uninterested, But in reality, the manipulator is carefully monitoring the reaction to their victim's behavior. If you are going to try this technique, so you have to make snide comments in an attempt to get the victim to react, you can try to manipulate the victim emotionally. You can also manipulate your victim by emotional blackmailing. Many of us usually use this technique to agree on someone on anything. No doubt, emotional blackmail is a powerful psychological manipulation tool that can be used to control and exploit others. It usually involves the threat of withholding love or approval unless the victim complies with the blackmailer's demands. In this, you will use guilt or fear to induce your victims to do what they want. Withdrawing affection is one of the most common manipulation tactics, which often accompanies emotional blackmail. This can take many forms, such as refusing to speak to someone withholding physical affection, and punishing someone or forcing them into doing something. Withdrawing affection is an incredibly powerful tool, as it taps into the deep-seated need for connection and approval. When someone is cut off from those things, it can cause a great deal of distress. That's true, it is not a healthy way to interact with others in the long term, causing lasting emotional damage. So be careful before applying this technique. Confidence breaching. In this technique, your victim has no problem revealing personal secrets. In this way, their secrets will never be safe. After knowing the secret, you can manipulate others by confidence breaching, guilt tripping. You can make yourself feel guilty anytime you victim. In this simple, you can easily manipulate others and control your victim's mind. So that's all you need to know about to manipulate others with dark psychology. Stay tuned.